Hello, sir. What can I do for you?
I need to use the bathroom.
You fat, bald bastard! You piece of subhuman trash! 2,000 years of constant human evolution to create a hairless fuck.
Bathroom and shit now!
Hitman, everyone's favorite bald man, fish-slapping, briefcase-throwing, bathroom-using, toilet-drowning franchise. Hitman has become one of, if not the biggest stealth franchise that's still hanging around. Rest in peace, Splinter Cell.
It's only me.
It's me.
Evident by it now being basically Super Smash Bros. Ultimate but for washed-up celebrities, thanks to the massive success of Hitman 2016 and the games that followed, it's almost impossible to go anywhere without seeing Agent 47's beautiful bald head somewhere. The World of Assassination trilogy, despite a few glaring issues, are also just fun, great games that lets you play around with all the possibilities in the world to kill your targets, like making people slip on banana peels, Tom and Jerry style, or giving them a much needed trim. Wow, you look so fresh and lively now! But it hasn't been all sunshine and rainbows for 47, however, as there's been some highs and lows within the series, like the very interesting Hitman Absolution.
Remember me.
It's you! It's you!
But that's a video for another time. The real center point this video is tackling is how the hell did this franchise even begin? Surely this special bald boy didn't just pop up from out of nowhere among the many bald boys of the universe, right?
Because the hierarchy of power in the DC universe is about to change.
Well, this series did start somewhere, and it started in the form of Hitman Codename 47, and boy, what a start it was.
I would like to taste some of Asia's finest delicacies.
Before all the explosive ducks and Slim Shadys, Hitman was brought to life by IO Interactive in the year 2000. Only on PC, cause fuck you console versions. It was a very unique and interesting game at the time, offering up a different take of the stealth genre by not just hiding in the shadows, taking cover, and making sure the enemy turns their back on you so that they can learn the valuable lesson of watching your back, but by the use of masterful disguise. I mean, can you tell the difference between this guy and that guy? Yeah, didn't think so, buddy. The concept was very intriguing to a lot of people, with the game selling over 500,000 copies, which, for a brand new IP that was released exclusively on PC, that's basically China numbers since many PC games back then sold about as much as the Melania movie, so the game was a big success, which inspired IO to make its sequel, and then another, and then another, and suddenly they're hanging out with Epstein with the amount of money they're making with Hitman. But with all these sequels, remasters, remakes, prequels, whatever the fuck, Codename 47 nowadays looks a lot more obsolete and more, questionable.
It's Morbin time.
But that shouldn't persuade me from diving deep into it. I want to know how the Hitman series got its footing, how this game compares to the other games in this series, and how the series built upon its foundation for over 25 years. And now I know way more than I should know. However, before we delve into the game itself, let's explore its very creation first so that we can get some context for the way it is. So let's go all the way back to 1998. Yeah! A new game development studio had just been formed in the beautiful land of Denmark called IO Interactive, and they have some lofty ambitions, wanting to create a huge MMO called Rex Dominus, filled with dumb orcs, big titty women, or something. I don't fucking know what's in these MMO games. But their company partners, Nordisk Film, felt that this is just too ambitious for the group's first game, and that they needed to test themselves with a simple third-person shooter first, to which they agreed to. At the first stage of development, it was originally going to be a shooter that would be styled after Hong Kong action movies like
Hard-boiled.
dual wielding, jumping around like you're on a trampoline and all, basically Max Payne but with a bald guy in it. Oh wait, that's just Max Payne 3.
Why you bald?
During the planning stages, however, the team at IO would build their very own Glacier engine, which would have a very special feature within it: ragdoll physics. Oh boy! At the time, ragdoll physics was a very brand new, uncommon thing, with the only two games that used it being Jurassic Park Trespasser
Boobies.
and Thrasher's Gain Destroy, so this directed a lot of eyes towards Codename 47, including Eidos Interactive and Jonas Ernest, who is the producer behind the stealth game Thief the Dark Project. And once he saw those glorious ragdoll physics, all the ideas that would become the Hitman we know today popped up in his head. He would recommend to the IO team that they focus much more on a more methodical, slower, and sneaky experience where the player would drag bodies around to hide them, disguise themselves with clothes from those bodies to infiltrate areas that they couldn't have otherwise, and in general make the player actually think about what the hell they're doing. These suggestions would really resonate with IO, and they realized that they could actually make something special with this bald chromosome man, and so they reshaped the entire game in over a year from a dumb shooter game to a smarty-farty stealth game, and on November 19th, 2000, the game would finally drop. Only in America, cause fuck you, you fucking Europeans, we kick ass, yeah! The game begins in what appears to be a mysterious asylum where we take control of our favorite bald man, Agent 47. This begins a tutorial level with this Dracula-sounding guy as the voice that yaps inside your head endlessly.
As you learn, it's time to speed things up a little bit. You will now have the possibility to train your agility and strength through these exercises. You can
I mean, he yaps endlessly every time you do something, especially with you picking up guns where he teaches you the history, usage, and the ammo type of these guns.
the choice of a discerning connoisseur. When a high-profile army like the Israelis swear by it, then you know it is quality hardware.
Oh no, not Israel. He's putting all those autistic gun nerds that type a 3-page essay in YouTube comments about people holding Glock sideways and how they're irresponsible freaks to shame.
This affordable pump-action shotgun is a surefire hit within 50 meters. If you prefer adjustable open sights, the Monte Carlo stock promotes fast sight alignment. Available in 12 gauge, with choice of either 20-inch fully rifled barrel for Sambo or standard slugs, or 20-inch fixed input.
But anyway, 47 completes a training course, kills a doctor for no reason, and heads out the asylum while the speaker guy is not even bothering trying to beat the Dracula allegations.
I went Judge Judy on that pussy snipe.
The game fast forwards a year later, with 47 now being a Hitman agent for the shadow agency ICA. He then gets assigned to assassinate the very stereotypically Chinese mob boss Li Hong,
long before time had a name,
by his handler Diana Burnwood, who doesn't appear in either physical or voice form in this game, only talking in text like your average chronically online Gen Zer. This is where we get dropped off in Codename 47's first actual mission in Hong Kong, and where we get a true taste of its gameplay and its systems.
It's garbage is what it is.
The gameplay for Codename 47 is pretty simple in concept. You walk, you run, but you can't jump because white men can't jump. You can shoot, you can choke people out and take their clothes. Oh, that sounds a lot like a Diddy party.
You ever been my fucking fool?
Of course, the disguises play a very pivotal role in the game, as they allow you to enter areas that you wouldn't be able to enter with your raggedy suit and your raggedy hair.
I like your cut, G.
This is the main standout feature of Hitman, as with this system it's more so a puzzle game rather than a traditional stealth experience of just sneaking up on guys and knocking them out. No, you have to think about what disguises you have to get, and once you get those disguises, you then have to think about how you're going to kill your targets. Do I kill this guy by shooting him?
I'm stronger than you, amigo.
Nah, never mind, I'm just going to give him a nice clean trim. The core gameplay works by a functional level, at least at first glance, and the first couple levels in Hong Kong are relatively easy to figure out and accomplish. So with this gameplay and those levels, you think that Codename 47 is an airtight, enjoyable stealth game akin to all the other games in the series. But oh how fucking wrong you are in that assessment, because it gets absolutely bogged down by everything that surrounds it. The next mission after the Massacre at Chung Chao Fish Restaurant, what a long-ass name. Anyway, the Li Hong assassination does a great introduction paragraph to all the flaws that Codename 47 has. So for that, I'll give it at least a 95. F on everything else. Firstly, the AI. One word I can use to describe the AI in Codename 47 is unpredictable. Sometimes enemies can have the sixth sense powers that every AAA gaming protagonist have been using for the past 10 years and instantly see through your disguise even if you're not doing anything remotely sus. What, you guys haven't seen a barcoded bald white man before? Come on, give me a break, you baldest.
Candy. They don't deserve candy, and I don't deserve this. Bald asshole? That's a hate crime. We're a sect. We're a group. You can't call us bald assholes. What if we were gay? Then would it be gay asshole? That's a hate crime.
But sometimes they're as dumb as YouTube Shorts commenters frantically running around and looking behind their backs like deer if they hear a gunshot, even if you're standing like 3 kilometers away from them aiming at that very gun. They sometimes don't even react when you're aiming at them. Like I'm aiming the sniper rifle at an all-eyes guy who can very clearly see me aiming at him, but he just doesn't care and lets me shoot him. I guess he was just really suicidal and I showed up in the nick of time to end his misery. Oh shit, I meant unalival. Whew, thank God. Thought I was about to get a scary, terrifying, evil, horrible, real job. It's just never consistent. Unlike all the other Hitman games where NPCs have routines and patterns you can analyze to create a path towards killing your targets, here you just have to pray that the enemies will have room temperature IQ and not the amount of Simpsons episodes released IQ. The final Columbia level, Say Hello to My Little Friend, very subtle reference, is plagued by this issue. Every time you kill this Timu Scarface knockoff,
Hola, Hancho. Say hello to my little friend.
by slitting his throat, the AI just completely breaks down into a spinning wheel of either not giving a fuck,
we do not care,
or very much giving a fuck if they find his body, where they telepathically just know that bald barcode man is up to no good. If you get found out by enemies, you have the option to get into a shootout if you're not a shift escape virgin, but you might as well practice celibacy because shooting in this game sucks ass. Codename 47 has more shooty McShoot-shoot sections than all the other Hitman games, which isn't particularly surprising considering its initial stages as a shooter, most notably within the first Columbia mission, Find the Yuba Tribe. And plutonium runs loose. I'll get to you later. But these sections are just rage-inducing to go through, with none of the guns, with the exception of the MP5, which is inaccurately portrayed as having to pull on the lever instead of it being pump action for some reason. Ha! Got you. I caught you typing your 5-page essay about how absolutely wrong I was about the MP5 being pump action. Get the fuck out of here. I rage-baited your ass. Being precise at all. The bullets just seem to travel wherever they want to go, which I respect them for wanting to live their own lives and paths and not wanting to just obey to piercing people's brains or whatever. But what the hell, man? I'm getting lit the fuck up by bullets who do obey. Another problem with the shooting is that despite 47 being made as the perfect alien human specimen, his body is like glass and will completely shatter if even 2 bullets enter his immune system. 47 can get taken down by like 5 or 6 bullets, and while he can get armor to try to help combat it, the millions of bullets will still be brought upon you and you won't be able to bring them love. But okay, these aren't that huge of problems. You can just reload to your last Wait, where's the save option? Hello? Did the save option go up and away like my faith in humanity? Oh, no, it can't be.
save feature.
This game, it doesn't have a save option. Every time you die or every time you mess something up, you don't get to simply go back to a previous save you made in the middle of the level. No. Why would you ever do that? You have to go all the way back to the start of the level. And be prepared to do this again and again and again and again until that lasso suddenly looks like it needs some tightening up. This is perhaps Codename 47's biggest fatal flaw. If you mess something up and get into trouble, you have to do the whole level all over again. No checkpoints, no saves. Why did IO not add in a save feature? Well, they just didn't think of adding it in, I guess. This baffling omission also omits the whole trial and error concept that future Hitman games would be known for, since this game just punishes your ass for making an error by making you restart the entire level. What? You didn't know that this Jade figurine necessary to beat the level could actually be randomized in 3 separate safes, and you have to go to Agent Smith who's tied up in a basement room to find out which safe it's in? You didn't know that all the guards on the ship would light you the fuck up if you put a single foot on it, even if you're wearing their clothes? What, is your head just not bald enough to truly grasp that? Making the punishment all the more unusual and cruel is that the levels are either A, bigger than Boogie 298, B, obtuse as hell to figure out, and C, sometimes both. A lot of Codename 47's levels are Steven Seagal levels of big and bloated. It was clear that IO wanted to flex their graphical muscles this game had, at least at the time, by making the levels big as fuck, but it's at the cost of clear directions and paths. One of the levels that best exemplify this is in Vine Yuba Tribe. The objectives in this level is pretty simple. You have to find this idol thing for a hilariously racist depiction of an Indian tribe village.
I bring you your lost idol.
White man.
And once you bring that idol, the chief of the village then tells you to save a fellow tribe member from a pair of ruthless soldiers. Pretty straightforward, right? But the path to do these objectives is just a very confusing big green maze. The map isn't even that big, but you'll get lost in it pretty damn quickly because everything looks the exact same, forcing you to constantly bring up the map so that you don't accidentally go in the wrong direction and end up getting John Marstoned. But the level that best represents this problem, and almost all the problems that Codename 47 has, his plutonium runs loose. I'd rather swallow plutonium than trying to play and finish this level ever again. Just like the Yuba Tribe level, the objective for this level seems pretty easy. You just go plant a car bomb on the target's car, go to his boat to try to disarm his nuke device thing, and get the hell out of there. But of course, it's bogged down by hours of pure misery of you trying to finish this godforsaken level. The way to the ship itself is an unnecessarily long trek that's filled with guards and Dobermans who think that their pit bull's named Cupcake and you're an innocent 4-year-old. The way to get inside the place isn't even clear at first. You assume that you can just walk through this gate because, well, you're wearing the guard disguise. But nope, the AI schizophrenia kicks in and shoots your ass dead. So what the hell do? You actually have to walk behind this guy to safely enter the gate. How would you figure that out without a walkthrough? Who the fuck knows? I don't know how anyone would find this information without looking up a walkthrough. It takes like 20 minutes to get to the damn boat, and if you die during that trek, or you die on the boat, you have to do the whole trek all over again, and this will most likely happen many fucking times. Words cannot describe how painful this level is to play. It's something you have to experience yourself to truly grasp how awful it is, and I don't think anyone is gonna do that. I spent like 7 or 8 hours trying to finish this level, and once I finally did it, the feeling I got was the feeling a Redditor has of kissing his AI girlfriend and jerking off to Lolly. It kinda sucks that Codename 47 is so full of these big-ass problems because the core of it has a lot of potential, it just isn't realized most of the time. I say most because there is one level that showcases what Hitman could be at its very best, and that is Traditions of the Trade. Holy shit, before we get into the level, I just have to comment on some of these renders, man. Especially Agent 47, cause why the fuck does he look like that? He has I hate everything eyebrows. Jesus 47, wash your goddamn face and drink water. Your lips look like the fucking Sahara Desert. And the setting send-up render looks like 47 mistook meth as healing items.
Hid in my meth, someone has. Need it, I do.
Anyway, a side tangent over, Traditions of the Trade is everything all the other levels aspire to be. The hotel map is not a big empty space filled with nothing, but it's also not too small either. It's the perfect size for our bald man to do his thing. It gives you hints and directions on what to do, of course without all the yellow paint and Batman senses, and it's just an all-round concise and enjoyable level to play through, unlike all those nightmares I mentioned earlier. You have to kill this Discord mod face guy called France Fuck, who's gonna blow up the hotel with a bomb, and this guy who has the key to the room the bomb is held in. I really wonder if this guy has any malicious or evil intentions that he wants to do, but I'm just not really sure. Killing France is the only frustrating part of the level where you have to make sure he doesn't spot you while he's taking a shower, and pray your gun isn't as accurate as a video game movie adaptation. Oh.
Look at the top of his head!
Or else he'll do a meeting call for all of his guards to come in his room.
Pause.
But overall, this level is a much needed breeze after the dreadful Columbia levels. There's actually multiple ways to kill the Hitler looking guy. You can either drown him while he's laying down in a pool, or turn the heat up on him while he's in the sauna, having him experience what it's like living in Arizona. Now this is what the game should be. This was the Hitman I was promised, but Codename 47 just breaks that promise by having all these drawn out and rage-inducing levels that just discourages you to experiment with anything at all, especially with that goddamn restart function. So all it does is create this very unpleasant experience where you'll just be happy once it's finally over. Not because the ending is beautiful or touching or anything like that. No, you'll just be happy you're done with it so that you can move on to slapping people with fishes. Speaking of the ending, I haven't really brought up the story much because it's pretty non-existent for the most part. You're just going across a pond killing all these crime lords and evil supervillains all for a big payday. The plot only comes into play in the last 2 missions, the setup and meet your brother. In the mission briefing for the setup, Diana mentions that all the targets you've been killing are actually more related than initially thought, with all of them serving in the French Foreign Legion, and that all these hits were ordered by the same customer, and they're ordering one last contract on one Dr. Kovacs, which leads 47 to a mental asylum that accurately portrays mentally ill people.
My looky look, my little looky is lost and no more. There will be no more war in our time. Only peace and posies. And Bateman will find peace at heart, and no more axing women and children. No, that is bad. Lots of antidote to everybody. Bald man like antidote. I'll show a map where antidote is, maybe grow hair.
47 then goes to kill the doctor as per instructed, but before he does that, 47 suddenly has a remembrance about Kovacs injecting him with a needle during an experiment done on him in his youth, to where Kovacs profusely explains that it wasn't him that he should be after, but rather the actual orchestrator behind all of this. Dr. Ortmeyer. Remember that Dracula voice at the beginning of the game? Yeah, that was him. Turns out that Agent 47 was a lab experiment led by Dr. Ortmeyer that combined all of 47's targets' genetics to create the ultimate life form. I don't want to know how the fuck he did that. Ortmeyer then sent him out in the real world as a bit of a test for his abilities and ordered the killings of his former allies for... Actually, I don't know why. What was his plan for that? The whole asylum thing was actually a setup for the Romanian special forces to show up to potentially wipe out 47, but luckily 47's disguise senses kicked in and he gets away with it. I mean, I can't even tell if that's 47. Anyway, with the help of Agent Smith again, he shows 47 an elevator that reveals a secret hideout that Ortmeyer is situated in, to where the game's final mission takes place. Ortmeyer's yapping sessions are back, and he's back with a vengeance as he unleashes an army of Timu Agent 47 clones on the real Agent 47 as a way to test if they're as capable as him, only this time they just blindly obey to whatever the Dracula man says.
Gulping sea monkeys by the gallon, my tummy feel crazy.
But still, 47 easily wipes him out in quick succession, and after that, at long last, he finally meets his long last dad that left for the milk. And he fucking kills him. So that was Codename 47, and it was a pretty rough ride to say the least. While the game shows some good potential with its ideas and concepts, the execution of it just makes you want to be executed. From very bad, overly long levels that makes you pray that you're 47's next target, to just janky-ass gameplay that barely works as it's supposed to. There's a very depressing alternate universe out there where this was the only Hitman game, it sold like 10 copies, IO Interactive quickly went bankrupt, and all of its employees died from starvation. But luckily, while this universe ain't that much better, it at least gave the Hitman series the opportunity to greatly improve on this game with the sequels, which has culminated in the time of now, where even Eminem can't get enough of the funny bald man.
It's fun for me just to grab a boob. Plus my peanuts got an attitude.
This passage of time has resulted in Codename 47 being a weird first draft that people don't look back on often outside from the yunks that get giddy whenever a new cash grab remake gets announced. But with all that being said, is Codename 47 a terrible game? Yes and no. While it's undeniably worse than all the other games, even Absolution, hot take I know, At the same time, there's a strange resonating charm with Codename 47 that makes it hard for me to hate it. It has that charming, kinda cozy and janky early 2000s Matrix-like atmosphere that I really fuck with, especially with the soundtrack. Quick shout out to Jesper Kid for composing such a banger-ass soundtrack that just gives Codename 47 so much identity. It's like a cat that knocks off your lamp. Yeah, they broke your lamp and now you have to pay a shitload for a new one, but at the same time, they're just so freaking adorable that you just can't stay mad at them forever. It's a very memorable vibe is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, in comparison to the other games, I wouldn't blame you for skipping this one. But yeah, that was my review of Codename 47, and don't worry, I'll be reviewing all the other Hitman games that came out after this, as I'm a massive fan of the Hitman franchise, and I'll never let all of you bald supporters down. Hope you all enjoyed the video, hope you guys subscribe, unsubscribe, like it or dislike it. Do whatever the hell you want, I don't really care as long as you were attentive to the video and heard what I was saying, cause you gotta be a hater with a reason, you know? But yeah, hope you all are having a good day, gonna be dropping more vids relatively soon, so look forward to that, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.